The Point. 98.7 CKPM FM.
Oh, hey, wait. Hold it. I didn't expect you to be in here. Hello, Robbin Whachell. How are you?
I'm a little on edge, but I'm okay.
You've been talking hurricane stuff. Robbin lived in the Bahamas for 10 years.
Yeah, actually 13, but
13.
yeah, I've been back for 5, and I still run my business, the Bahamas Weekly, there. So it's a very pensive time right now with the hurricane. It's just starting into the southern Bahamas.
It is, and it is been, I guess, stressful for you, and you've got friends. You still got family down there.
Yes.
The Prime Minister, Perry Christie, has been on top of this. It seems like they're very well prepared down there.
As best as they can be. It's easy to say that, but when you don't know what the storm's doing, and this one is being very erratic, and they're talking about it going through the Bahamas and possibly doing a turn and coming back down. Now, that happened in Hurricane Jean. I've been through 4 hurricanes, and that's not a good sign because you've already been shellacked, and it comes back for more, possibly. So that's the morning breaking news because everyone's already very scared, and the track is now looking like it's going to go up the East Coast and possibly loop around and come back down.
So what is your thoughts? You lived in Freeport for all of the 13 years? Mm-hmm. Your thoughts when your first hurricane, what was that like? What did you think?
Well, when the year we moved there, Floyd was coming. So we moved, got settled, 4 young children. We were the 3rd house off the beach down a street. So everyone said, you need to take this seriously. And we were like babies. At first we didn't take it seriously. And people said, no, you need to take this seriously because the storm surge was going to be coming up the island, the area that we lived on. So it was like moving house. You have 24 hours to pack up everything. You look at all your valuables and you go, if there's a flood through this house, what do I want preserved? So your electronics and everything, I bagged up all the kids' clothes, put everything, stuffed them up into the attic and into the rafters above the house, as well as every available closet. And then you say goodbye to it, and you go and hang out with friends who live on a higher elevation or on a 3rd floor of apartment buildings, and a strong structure. And then you sit and wait out the storm or have a hurricane party, as we say.
Yeah. Well, let's get to the hurricane party in a second. That sounds interesting. Now, the storm surge, now, is that kind of like a tsunami kind of thing? Is that what would happen with the water? The water would come up over the beach and then down the roads?
Yeah, a lot of people think it's like a tsunami, and it's really not. And what happened in that particular instant is it didn't surge as much as we thought. But what happens is the winds are so high that you get the sea spray. And that imagine seeing green everywhere, and then all of a sudden it's just brown because the salt, and actually the electric wires that year were old, and all the electricity, it took weeks they had to renew all the lines.
Wow. That's interesting. Now, let's play a song here. Here's Jimmy Buffett, Trying to Reason with Hurricane Season. 98.7, The Point. Try to Reason with Hurricane Season. That's Jimmy Buffett. And just looking at pictures Robbin Whachell has sending from she's from Bahamas. 13 years of her life in the Bahamas. She's back home here in Canada because she's a proud Canadian. Manitoban, and then Edmonton, then Bahamas, now BC. No, then BC, Bahamas, then BC, right?
Right.
Yeah, gee, I got that down. Jeez, I know more about you than you know about me.
Might be a good thing, Rod.
Yeah, it is a good thing. So Bahamas, we're talking about Hurricane Matthew. It hit Haiti. 100 people, they say, dead there. And Haiti is, of course, it's the poorest nation in the Caribbean, but one of the poorest in the world, too. And they're still recovering from that earthquake a couple of years ago. Now, with Bahamians, and you're talking about the Prime Minister seems to be quite up on this. You've got your meteorologist there. We joke about being on Bahamian time because it's like being on Hawaiian time. As much as we joke about this, how good are these guys and girls that do these storm models and that work out of the Bahamas?
They're actually very good. And Wayne Neely is one of the meteorologists that I personally work with, so I can contact him anytime. He's written, he's probably one of the most prolific writers about hurricanes as well. So he's written 3 or 4 or 5 books now about hurricanes. So it's great to have them on as part of my team for the Bahamas Weekly. And they're on top of things right now very well as their emergency response setup. But, the Bahamas is based on a bunch of islands, and a lot of them are what we call the out islands, which are small. And you can hope for the best, but, they're very low-lying, and we just all pray that they'll be okay. Hurricane Joaquin came through last year, same weekend, same, like October 1st, whatever it was, and it was a bit of a surprise. And huge devastation. The British Navy actually came in to rescue some people in the end. And a lot of those people are still living with tarps on their roofs and stuff like that. So that's kind of what's taking the brunt first. Will be the southern islands of the Bahamas. Then going up. Usually, I lived in Grand Bahama, which is the northern western area, which usually is saved from a lot of the hurricanes because it usually starts turning. Not this time. It's going to be directly through the capital of Nassau, which is almost unheard of. They rarely get any direct hits there. And then it will be going, it's just doing a nice wash right through all of the Bahamas.
So is there any chance, when did you leave Bahamas?
5 years ago.
5 years ago. So you were there for Wilma, which was an unexpected one, and that was $100 million worth of damage.
Yeah, that one just snuck in overnight, and those are the most dangerous because people are taken unaware. And that one was a sneak in. And since it's been interesting to see the development, and social media has definitely helped get the word out. But the development of the emergency response in the Bahamas over the years it improves by leaps and bounds. But social media is key. Okay,
so Hurricane Matthew hitting Bahamas. It's gone through Haiti. It missed most of Cuba, which is a good thing. I wonder if there's a chance that it could all of a sudden change direction now before it hits the rest of the Bahamas.
Anything is possible. Yeah. Like with Floyd, we were expecting a direct hit on Grand Bahama, and it turned just in the last 12 hours before it was coming. It turned, and we had a hurricane party because we were all boxed up.
And that was my next thing. So I'm talking about hurricane party. What the heck is a hurricane party?
Well, basically, you're in a home that is boarded up. If you know that the wind direction, some of the apartments will just board up one side, or the homes will just board up one side. But if you're unsure, you board up everything. And then they shut the power off, so to save their grids and everything. So imagine being in a very hot, humid home or apartment where you hope you have a bit of airflow through, and you're with friends and family, and you've packed the food that you prepared ahead of time. You make sure you have your wine and your rum, and the kids' electronics have all been charged, so they only get so much time. And you just tell stories and have a drink, and at night it's very scary because you can't see what's going on outside.
That's it sounds like fun, but it sounds like scariness, like you said, at the same time. So Hurricane Matthew has been through Haiti. It just scooted past Cuba, heading for Bahamas now. You and I are supposed to be going there. We're keeping our fingers crossed. Not so much that it's good, so we still get to go, but that your friends and family and everybody are safe there, because the trip that we're planning is secondary compared to all of this.
Yeah, and the weather's going to be perfect by next week or in a few days. That's what's amazing about the storms, is that the weather it's fine. I'm actually flying in as soon as I have clearance to get through to the airport. As soon as the airport's open, I am flying into Grand Bahama this coming week. And it's going to be beautiful by November.
Yeah, because this is right at the end of hurricane season, too.
Yeah. And tourism goes, the country is taking care of any tourists that decided to stay. A lot of people stay. They just think this is cool. I want to experience it. And they stay. And the hotel guests, of course, are, top priority.
Yeah, and it's funny because people say, oh, yeah, I can go survive this hurricane. And they'll get up and they'll go outside, not thinking that the wind blows objects around. It's not the wind, the rain, the surf that'll kill you. It's the flying trees, the flying pets, the flying cows, the things that are being blown around. Yeah. 240 kilometers an hour is a heck of a wind.
This is a very dangerous hurricane, and I've got to get back and put out our next report because they're 3 hours ahead. And
Excellent. So Robbin Whachell, she is a Canadian, a proud Canadian, also a proud Bahamian. She lived in Bahamas for 15 years. She's back here in Canada, runs the Bahamas Weekly. Robbin Whachell is also the mother, very proud mother, of this lovely lady right here, Jackie B., and your community calendar. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Rod.
The Tri-Cities, The Point, 98.7 CKPM FM.